Hey, Meds Boners. I wanted to talk today about conversion rates. If you're running ads on Facebook and Instagram specifically, one of the core components to success is a satisfactory close rate, meaning what percentage of your leads that are filling out forms, if you're doing what we do and you use lead forms, means you're capturing the lead on Facebook and Instagram. How many of those leads are actually converting and booking appointments? So, some caveats and reminders. We talk a lot about the bad leads problem with Facebook and Instagram ads. And at a surface level, that's true. Most people that fill out a lead form on Facebook and Instagram for service are not really serious about progressing. That's evident in the data. The reason that those ads platforms are still so powerful and effective is when you look at the trail end of the data at the customer acquisition cost, it's still in general the best use of your ad dollars. So while you might spend uh, $10 a lead and only convert 10% of your leads on a campaign, that means your cost of customer acquisition is still a super low $100. So don't get caught up on how many leads aren't converting. Look how much it costs you to acquire a client from the ones that are. And in that case, if only 10% of the leads are converting, you're probably still in a really good place. But with that aside, the difference between a 5% conversion rate and a 15% conversion rate, all other things equal, is triple the revenue growth, triple the patient acquisition. So how do we improve our close rate? What's one of the things that we need to be cognizant of when it comes to improving our close rate? So we've already talked in our series about automating lead follow-up, speed to lead, sharing social proof, getting the fence sitters over the finish line, being as personal and authentic as you can in that post lead capture engagement sequence. And once somebody takes that over manually, not just, I talked to a client today, not just giving them a quick answer, but making sure that you're spurring a conversation that gets them excited about scheduling the appointment, asking deeper questions, poking and prodding, those sorts of things. But why do we have such a disparity? This is one of the things that kind of we're always struggling with as an agency. We do the same thing for client A and client B, and client A might have a 15% conversion rate, and client B has a 5% conversion rate 1 month. And we'll look at things like speed to lead, and sometimes there's no obvious issue with speed to lead or missed conversations. And so we're at a little bit of a loss. But one of the things I wanted to talk about that came to mind this morning for me was the fact that we need to understand the context of how these leads are experiencing Facebook and Instagram after they respond to one of our ads. So I did this morning where I actually didn't even fill out the form, but I clicked an ad for a med spa on my phone because I'm always just curious what other people are doing from a marketing and advertising standpoint. So I clicked this ad. I was trying to figure out why the form field was where it was and just something with the formatting. And sure enough, I go back to my feed, and yesterday I don't think I had any med spa ads in my Facebook or Instagram feed. After clicking that one ad and hanging around on it for 5 or 6 seconds, I went back to my feed, and I'm not exaggerating. I've probably seen over 15 ads for med spas in my area since then. And not even just for the service that I clicked on. I'm seeing ads for, laser hair removal from the local med spa, consultations, med spas in the town over, the town south of us, our town, everything in between. And so Facebook, when they see that someone is interested in med spa services because they've responded to your ad, the next thing they're going to do is show them ads for every other med spa in the area. It's the nature of how these platforms work right now. And I think this might be a key component to the discrepancy we see in conversion rates. If people are seeing your ad or offer and they respond because they're interested, like, oh, actually, maybe I do want a Botox appointment. Maybe that is something I've been thinking about doing. Maybe it's the time to pull the trigger. So they fill out your lead form. But then they go back to scrolling on Facebook and Instagram, and for the next 48 to 72 hours, they're inundated with other offers from other med spas. You now have a densely competitive environment, and the math changes. If somebody sees another ad for a med spa that's got a better offer and a better reputation, there's a high likelihood that although they filled out your lead form, they're going to end up scheduling that appointment somewhere else. So all that to say, I don't think there's any disguising our brand and hiding our brand. We're not tricking clients in 2025. That's just going to continue to progress as the years go on. That's a progression that's happened for the 15 years that I've been in the marketing space, and I think that only continues. So when we have transparency around the information to make better decisions, we're going to make the best decision. So the reality of the purchase matrix, again, is there are 3 different buckets that impact the purchase decision: reputation, convenience, and price. If people find something that scores higher on those combination of factors than your med spa's offer did, they're going to schedule the appointment elsewhere. And it's the tiniest incremental differences in the value proposition that can make all the difference. So the way that we recommend thinking about this is think about this as a scorecard. We'll say reputation carries a score of 50% of the weight, so 50 points. Let's say convenience carries 25% and price carries 25%. Now you can edit that out however you see fit, but just for example's sake, it's 50, 25, 25 that makes up the 100% of the pie. If your med spa is ranked a 45 out of 50 on the reputation scale, and then they see an ad for another med spa with the same offer at the same price point in a similar location, but they have a better reputation, people are going to schedule there, right? You're not going to be able to hide behind that sort of stuff. So you need to make sure, I always say you got to pass the sales pitch test. If I put you in a room with 3 of your top competitors, if you can't give people a clear and compelling reason to schedule that first visit with your med spa, you're going to struggle. And that means looking at how you rank on all these attributes as objectively as possible. If you're a med spa with an outstanding reputation, you might not need to be as aggressive with your new patient promo price points. If your reputation is good, but there are med spas in your area that are better, you're going to need to up the ante on offer attractiveness to get people excited about choosing you in lieu of the other data, right? So be cognizant of that. Understand that people have options. Not only do people have options, Facebook and Instagram are intentionally showing your prospects other options after they fill out your lead forms. So if you're struggling with conversion rates, it might just mean that you're not passing the pitch test as successfully as you'd like. And you need to make sure that you're giving people a clear and compelling reason when they're looking at all the factors that are at play in the purchase decision to choose your med spa, to make your med spa a no-brainer versus the alternative solutions. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. This episode is brought to you by Med Spa Magic Marketing, my agency. We help med spas and aesthetics practices grow with more effective marketing strategies. And I know that's a vague phrase, right? It's a vague claim. So I have an offer for you. I offer this to any new prospects. If you're interested in exploring another marketing option, a new agency, or just getting into Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads for the first time, I'd love to show you why we're different, what we're doing for clients. And we can do that via a 1.5-hour planning session where I'll outline a specific marketing plan, and I'll give you all of the blueprints that we would implement if we were to do business together. Now, you can take that, use that on your own, hire someone else to help you execute it, or work with us. We really don't hold anything back on that strategy call. And I think you'll have a lot of confidence in how you manage your marketing investment moving forward, understanding some of the nuances that can help you implement more effective marketing strategies for your business. So if you want to do that, you can go to medspamagicmarketing.com.